Hi, runners, walkers, and anyone else watching. Welcome to my marathon training. I guess I'm calling it a viary. It's a video diary, really, as I train for Mount Charleston, which is on April 2nd. And Mount Charleston is in Nevada. So this is week 8. Week 8, I logged 40 miles this week. And as you know, as I discussed with my last viary, I was recovering from having COVID, and I wasn't really sure how this week would go. And I wasn't sure, I think mentally, however you show up for running mentally, I think is a big indicator of your performance. And so I didn't want to get COVID in my head, like, oh, you're feeling tired because of COVID. Oh, your heart rate's high because of COVID. So I have a tendency to do that, to kind of sabotage my runs mentally before I even give my body a shot to do it well. My mind already tells my body I can't do it. So I was curious, having recovered from COVID or still recovering from COVID, how it would affect my week. So I got 40 miles in. I've talked in my previous videos about I'm having piriformis pain that is radiating down to my hamstring. And fortunately, I did find a pretty good chiropractor in my area who does take my insurance mostly. So I do pay a little bit out of pocket. I went and saw him last week, and it seems to have helped. So I'm going to continue doing that once a week until race day, because you got to stay on top of those things. I'm still getting the acupuncture too, but that helps with sleep and other things. Or maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but I feel like if you can, why not? Again, my insurance covers that too. So I'm very, very lucky. Strength training this week, I just stick to my girl, Heather Robertson, and I did 3 days of strength this week, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and I just alternate between glutes and abs. So, and then the videos range between 10 and 20 minutes. Something interesting my chiropractor told me was that the pain that I'm having in my piriformis could be related to tight hip flexors, which I know I have tight hip flexors from other things, right? And so he said, if you're doing ab work, if you have to lift the legs, it's not good if you struggle with tight hip flexors, because that uses your hip flexors and it just makes them more tight. So he's telling me when I do ab work to make sure that I keep my feet on the ground and to not do leg raises with ab work. I thought that was interesting. So I stopped doing that. Anyway, Monday I did my easy 6 miles, or I'm sorry, Sunday. My week starts Sunday. Sunday I did an easy 6. I'm not sure what my pace or my heart rate was. Did I do it with Tommy? I think I did that with Tommy Rivers Pusey. I did that on my treadmill. Monday I ran 6 with my friend Stephanie at a 9:42 pace. Again, easy run, but my heart rate was 146, which is sky high for that pace. Not sure why. Again, I was like, it was because of the COVID. And I felt pretty tired on that run. Like I was a little bit breathless. Weird. Tuesday, I had my speed work. And this one, last cycle I did it, I did not do well. I had back to school night that night. So I had to do it in the morning when it was dark around my neighborhood. And I just wasn't in a good headspace for it. And I remember not even being able to complete it. I finished the mileage, but I couldn't keep up with the pace. So I did this one on my treadmill and after work. And I did a 2-mile warm up. And then I did 1K 5 times. And between each 1K rep, I jogged a 1/4 mile easy. And I just set this treadmill to a 7:30 pace, which feels so much faster on the treadmill than it does on the streets. I was successful at that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't breezy. I was like watching that, 0.62. So 1 kilometer is 0.62 of a mile. So I was like waiting for it to hit, like, oh gosh, did the 0.62 hit? Because I was ready to take that break. So it wasn't easy by any means, but I did get it done. I stuck to the 7:30 pace. And yeah, so that went pretty well. Wednesday was hallelujah, a rest day, my one rest day, because now I'm running 6 days a week. Thursday, I did 6 miles at 9:44 with an average heart rate of 141. We added some strides in at the end of that. I usually do some strides. I try to do about 6 of them for about 20 to 30 seconds. And I just count in my head and I just try to run fast. Friday, another 6 miles at a 9:37 pace. Heart rate was 142. So at least it wasn't like 146 like it was on Monday. So crazy. Saturday's race, Saturday's run was a big one for me because I had to do 6 miles at marathon pace. Now, if you remember last time, 2 Saturdays ago, I did 4 miles at marathon pace. And that's kind of how I knew I had COVID, because I couldn't finish the 4 miles at marathon pace without stopping to catch my breath. That was a big indicator for me because I've done that before, this type of run, and it was never easy. It's not easy by any means, but I typically don't have to stop to catch my breath. So I was kind of like, oh gosh, was it the COVID causing me to stop, or am I just losing fitness for some crazy reason? I don't know. So anyway, so Saturday I did my 9 miles. I did a 1.5 mile warm up. And then I did my 6 miles at marathon pace, which for me is an 8:07 to an 8:16. So my first, and I was really tired at the end of this run, let me tell you. I was ready for it to be over. I mean, I hung in there, but it wasn't comfortable by any means. And I felt like I overdid it. Like I didn't have anything left in the tank after the 6th mile. And I feel like you should have a little something in the tank afterwards. So anyway, and this is why, because my first mile was an 8:02, 8:01, 8:05, 8:04, 8:12, 8:09. So my average pace for that 6 miles was an 8:06. Last time I did this workout, remember my goal last time was a 3 hour and 40-minute marathon. Now I'm trying to sub 3:35, trying to shave 3 minutes off. Last time I did this was an 8:14. So I shaved off 8 seconds. It's a lot per my average 8 seconds. So I was like, okay, I was more tired this time because I did it, I dropped my pace by 8 seconds. So that's a pretty big deal, I think. So I was like, okay, I was okay with that. My heart rate got really high. Garmin was like, it's unproductive. I think my Vo2 Max dropped. My Vo2 Max right now is like a 48. At my best, it's been a 52. So it usually hovers around 50, 51. So I'm not sure what's going on there either. I don't know. So whatever, it's still early in the cycle. Doesn't mean anything, does it not? I don't know. We'll find out when I take my marathon test, right? So I just find that odd that my Vo2 Max has dropped to 48. Anyway, but again, it might have been the COVIDs. So my body, even though I feel okay, it might still be trying to make up for that. I ran in my Asics Metaspeed Sky shoes, which again, I'm liking. Sarah Hall also ran her Houston half in those same shoes, and that's when she broke the American record. So, but I had a little heel rubbing and my heels were sore on Saturday, but I think it's because my socks were low. I hope it's because my socks were low. They weren't the right socks with those shoes. So anyway, I'm still playing around with that. My husband gets 20% off of Dick's Sporting Goods, and I have a gift card for Dick's. So I'm buying another pair of shoes. He's like, if you need some shoes. So I'm going to get the New Balance Rebel V2 and try those out. Why not? If I get 20% off and I have a gift card. And I said, if they don't have those, then get me another pair of Saucony Endorphin Speeds, which has always been my go-to shoe. I really like the Endorphin Speeds. I don't know why I keep switching shoes up. That has been really good for me. So anyway, just trying new things, seeing what's going to work out best. But the Saucony did me well for my last race. So I'm like, if it's not broke, why fix it? And it's cheaper. It's only $150. Not only, I mean, that's a lot of money, but comparison to carbon plated shoes, that are like 250. It's a pretty good deal. So anyway, happy running. I'm in my bedroom because everyone's downstairs and I don't like filming videos in front of people. So I took it up here where it's nice and quiet. I will see you for week 9. And hopefully my easy runs go better. Maybe I can get a little Vo2 Max pickup. Maybe I can get some productive runs in. I thought winter running would be so much easier than summer running. I thought my heart rate and everything would like winter running, but apparently it prefers summer running. Who knows? All right. See you next week. Bye.